She loved me strong, but not when I cried. Hey there, let me tell you about the kind of love story that sneaks up on you, starts off sweet as pie, and leaves you wondering if you'll ever feel whole again. My name's Mike, I'm 41, run a little auto shop just outside Chicago. Grease under my nails, calluses on my hands, a whole blue-collar deal. And Sarah, she's my wife of 14 years, a nurse turned part-time teacher, with that bright laugh that used to light up our whole kitchen. We met back when we were broke college kids, fell hard, got married young, and had our daughter Lily a couple years later. From day one, I was the guy who wore his heart right on his sleeve. I'd get choked up during those sappy commercials about dads and their kids, or tear up when Lily took her first steps across the living room. Sarah used to tease me about it in the best way. She'd wrap her arms around me and whisper, "That's my big softie, don't ever change," and I believed her. Life rolled along pretty good. We fixed up our little brick house, coached Lily's soccer team together, stayed up late talking about our dreams. I never held back. When the shop almost went under during that rough winter, I cried in her lap one night. She held me, stroked my hair, told me we'd figure it out, and we did. Then last fall, my mom passed. Cancer. Fast and mean. I kept it together at the funeral, shook hands, hugged relatives, played the strong son for everybody. But that night, after Lily was tucked in and the house went quiet, it hit me like a freight train. I sat on the kitchen floor, back against the cabinets, and just broke, shoulders shaking, tears coming so hard I could barely breathe. Sarah walked in from the hallway. She knelt down without a word, pulled me against her chest. "I'm right here, Mike," she said, real soft, but something in her voice, it was off, stiffer than usual, like she was going through the motions. I told myself it was just the grief talking. A few weeks later, I wanted to remind her why I fell for her in the first place, so I stayed up late and wrote her this long letter, poured everything out. I listed every single reason I love her, how she makes the coffee strong just the way I like it every morning, how she stays up grading papers even when she's dead on her feet, the way her eyes crinkle when Lily runs to her after school. I told her she makes me want to be better every damn day, that no matter how rough things get, my love for her is the one thing I never question. I read it to her over dinner that Friday, candles on the table, her favorite pasta simmering. When I finished, her eyes were wet. She hugged me so tight I thought my ribs might crack. "That's the most beautiful thing anyone's ever said to me," she whispered. For a second, everything felt perfect again, but things started feeling distant after that. Little arguments about nothing, the kind of tension you can't quite name. So we did what grown-ups do. We booked couples counseling, and that's when it all came crashing down. We're sitting in that quiet office, neutral beige walls, box of tissues on the table. Sarah's voice cracks right in the middle of the session. "Mike, I love you. God, I do. But there's something I've been carrying since I was a kid. When you cry, when you let yourself be that open, it does something to me. My dad was this big stoic guy, never showed a tear, not even when everything fell apart. He walked out on us when I was 12 and always drilled it into me. Real men don't break down. I know it's not fair. It's my old trauma talking, but when I see your tears, the spark, the attraction, it dims a little. I feel sick about it, guilty as hell. That's why I started my own therapy, to unlearn all that garbage." The room went dead quiet. I sat there, staring at the carpet, feeling like the floor had dropped out from under me. Here I was, thinking my honesty was what made us us, and it was the exact thing pushing her away. She reached for my hand, tears streaming down her own face. "I'm fighting this, Mike. I swear I'm fighting it." We left that session holding hands, but it felt different, like something fragile had cracked, and we were both pretending it hadn't. These days, we're still together, still showing up for Lily, still going through the motions of family dinners and weekend hikes. Sarah's in therapy twice a week, working on her stuff. Me, I'm trying to hold it together. When the emotions start to rise up, I swallow hard, force a smile, change the subject. I don't let the tears fall anymore, not even when I'm alone in the shop after closing. But every time I do that, it feels like I'm burying a piece of myself, the piece she once said she loved most. Love is supposed to be the safest place, right? The one spot where you don't have to pretend you're unbreakable. Yet here we are, two people who still care deeply, but one old wound from her past keeps turning my biggest strength into the thing that makes her pull away. We're writing the next chapter together, one careful day at a time. But deep down, this quiet sadness lingers, because the saddest love stories aren't the loud breakups or the cheating scandals. They're the ones where the person you love most is trying their absolute hardest, but some scars just won't let them love you all the way back. And I'm still not sure how this one ends.
If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button, drop a comment below, and hit subscribe so you never miss a daily upload.